Oh, God. Oh, God. Josh threw them both out here. Josh looks very sinister today.
Listen, I've known Josh Prohibition for coming up on 25 years now. That glint in his eye as he was pulling those chairs out from the ring is one I have not seen since probably the early 2000s.
Yes, I can think of maybe 2 or 3 times that I've seen that look in all of my time coming to AIW. And it never spells well for his opponents.
All right, now, we haven't even made it into the cage. We haven't even officially started this matchup. Of course, I mentioned it before we went to that video package during intermission. It's a matchup that is a year exactly in the making. So it was 1 year ago today at the Odeon. Eyes of the Beast. Josh Bishop was there that night. Josh Prohibition would challenge Matt Cardona, and his daughter Sophia would interject herself as she was there that night.
I hope she's not here tonight.
And after she got involved, Philly Collins locked her in a bear hug.
I think Philly Collins was just trying to be nice. Now, me and Philly Collins have been having some issues as of late. But I think he was just trying to be nice and get Sophia back to her family.
He wasn't moving from where he picked her up.
I don't know.
He picked her up and held her right there in
and
that
then
bear
Josh
hug.
attacked him from behind. Again, me and Philly have not been on the best of terms as of late, but
Prohibition pulling it shut so Pedro can lock it shut. And this is exactly the moment Josh has wanted. PME 3-1 all-time versus Euthanasia, but when it counted the most, a month ago at 216, they had the chance to end this before we could get to the cage. And look, Philly's trying to climb his way out, but that's not going to end the match.
Escape doesn't end the match. Let's reiterate the rules here.
There is pinfall submission or referee stoppage.
There is no escape win. You can leave the cage, but you got to go back in the cage.
And not only that, let's not forget that when PME thought they had it, it was after interference from Matt Cardona. It was after Papa Pepperoni. Philly Collins' brother came out masquerading as a referee.
Poor Charles Van is still feeling the effects of that vicious throw into the ring post.
There is no Matt Cardona in this matchup tonight. There is no Papa Pepperoni. They are in a cage. The only way to get out is to beat your opponents.
That's true, but there's also no Rip City Shooters to get involved and help Euthanasia get the win like they did in 216.
Rip City Shooters evened the odds is what they did.
Look, tomato, still getting involved.
Drop toe, Philly Collins goes into the chair that Prohibition brought in. Listen, this isn't, we talked about the glint in the eye, and you saw it again there with the smile. This isn't the Josh Prohibition that you see when you come to the AIW Academy.
No.
That is going to teach you some drop toe holds, going to teach you some chain wrestling. This is Josh Prohibition that I met in 1999, fresh out of the backyard, who is going to beat the hell out of you.
Philly Collins already busted open the chair. Whew. Josh Prohibition, Matt Cross have his well underhand right now.
He has opened Philly Collins up. Marino Tenaglia is down on the mat after just getting lawn darted by both members of Euthanasia into that cage.
Philly Collins just leaking from that chair shot. He might have hit a metal piece of aluminum.
He's about to hit metal again. Slingshot into the side of the cage.
It moved,
he is
not much.
Pouring blood down
just
onto the
leaking.
mat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Philly Collins, it's quickly. We said this can end by referee stoppage. This thing may get stopped. Josh is just gouging.
Oh, right into the
cuts.
wound. Like I said, it looks like he might have gotten stabbed by part of the chair. Now he's bleeding.
Said this could end by referee stoppage. Tom Dunn may have to step in.
I don't think Josh will let him. I think Josh will make him think twice.
That blood is pouring down into the eyes of Philly Collins. Meanwhile, Marino Tenaglia down on the far side still hasn't gotten up after he was lawn darted into the cage. Look at that. Look at the blood, just the gash in the forehead of Philly Collins.
Josh Prohibition covered in Philly Collins' blood.
Handspring, back elbow from Matt Cross onto Marino. Philly just getting dragged to his feet. And this is what Josh Prohibition wanted for the last year. Oh, handspring, back elbow, nobody home that time. Philly's able to see just enough to get out of the way, sends Cross back first into the cage, sends Josh into the cage. Now Philly,
the bar of that cage.
Philly's up and look at Marino. Marino has got a whole lot of concern for his tag team partner right now.
I think Marino and Matt in this case are just here to have a wrestling match. I think it's really personal between Philly and Josh. And that seems to be the thing that people really seem to be missing here. Like, Matt's job is to kind of keep Marino off to the side, make sure he doesn't get involved. Marino, I think, is just here to have a good time. I think that it just dawned on Marino that this is a real thing, the amount that Philly is just bleeding right now.
I think Prohibition, when he went into that cage, I think he might be busted open now.
Yeah, it looked like he caught one of those steel bars. I did not realize how hard those steel bars are until earlier today when I first saw this cage.
This is, by all means, this is not a steel cage in name only. That is pure steel. All of those bars, all of the framework, the door, all of it. And you're just getting bounced off that steel when you get sent into those sides.
This is not a chain link fence. This is a steel bar. Like, I really cannot get over how sturdy these bars are.
Prohibition pulled to his feet, right hand from Marino. And listen, I mentioned the blood loss into the eyes, but at some point soon, you have to be concerned if you're Philly of the blood loss just being too much. At this rate, he may lose so much blood. What does Philly have in mind? He's pointing up to the top of the cage. Look at his shirt. Look at his pants.
Collins just
covered in blood. He's scaling the cage, but Prohibition's right behind him.
Oh, boy.
Prohibition jockeying for position with him on the top rope. Pair of elbows to the back of the head. Prohibition sent into the top of that frame.
Is Philly going to the top? What's Philly doing?
Philly's got to clear his eyes now. Listen, at some point, he's going to... Oh,
inside out, senton.
That imploding senton springboard. And now Philly setting up. Oh, moonsault from Philly Collins.
You don't see that out of Philly very often. With all that blood in his eyes.
Philly makes the cover, hooks the leg. Cross with a double stomp to break it up. Marino, boot to the midsection on Cross. Listen, Philly may end up, at this point, it becomes as much a concern that he may pass out from blood loss.
I don't know. Philly
Collins,
Collins
he doesn't end this pretty quickly.
Philly Collins loves this business. There's no way he is falling. He is passing out from blood loss.
Prohibition catching PME as they try to isolate Matt Cross. And Cross up and over the top as Prohibition was sent back into that turnbuckle. But now that double stomp DDT out of PME.
Oh, PME, their youth has to be coming into effect here.
2 count. Prohibition breaking it up. Looks to send Philly into the cage, but Philly reverses it. Sunset Dreams on Prohibition.
That's it. Cover him.
And Prohibition's mission for revenge may end right now, too. No!
Who kicks out of a double cover Sunset Dreams?
Prohibition gets the left shoulder up as Tom Dunn's hand came down to end the revenge mission of Josh Prohibition. Now PME in second.
Referee, look.
Papa Pepperoni coming out here pulling the pin.
I know I give the referees here a lot of flack. But if we're calling Papa Pepperoni a referee, that's just a disrespect to AIW referees.
He's not. That's the point. He is not employed by Absolute Intense Wrestling.
I saw him count 3 at the last show.
Yeah, and you notice it didn't count. The match got started because he was not a certified official.
Not again. Not again. Oh, what's going on?
Got a chain around his neck as Tom Dunn with the choke slam.
He's in the chain gang. This is basic thugonomics.
Oh, no. I know exactly what he had in mind. He's got that chain out there, throwing Cross out of the cage. Marino's following him. Now Marino under the ring.
Marino got kendo sticks.
Philly Collins targeting the leg. And he's got a padlock on that chain.
That's Papa Pepperoni, known locksmith.
Papa Pepperoni brought out his own chain and a padlock. You saw it was basically a pin that Pedro had dropped in there, and he just launched the key.
Key's right there. I can't grab it on commentary. This isn't good.
Cross trying to get that door back open. You see him jostling. Fighting with that door. Meanwhile, at this point, PME and Papa Pepperoni, let's be honest, it's not even 2-on-1 at this point. It's 3-on-1 in there.
Papa Pepperoni really something? Oof.
And again,
he's got handcuffs.
He loaded up. We saw them do this before with the zip ties in that Akron street fight. They zip tied Josh so he couldn't get involved, couldn't protect himself from those kendo stick shots.
The crowd getting M-Dog. Trying to get M-Dog to climb the cage.
M-Dog's going to give it a shot. He's headed up the side of it as they're attempting to handcuff Prohibition.
M-Dog going to the top. What is M-Dog thinking here?
Cross is headed all the way up top, climbing the cage. Prohibition trying to fight PME off. Matt Cross is on top of the cage. Cross standing up.
What is he doing?
Atop the Tadmore Shrine.
Oh,
Cross
big
body
splash.
from the top of the cage wipes out PME.
That's what I'm talking about. Wadsworth coming off the top of the cage. Somewhere there is a Mick Foley-esque child. One of these crazy children just saw that. Like Morocco and Snuka.
And now, Papa Pepperoni. Prohibition. Low blow on Papa Pepperoni.
Papa Pepperoni wearing some real tight pants.
Chair shot across the back. And again, Tom Dunn getting another shot. And again, Tom Dunn with a choke slam.
Like a sack of potatoes. Tom Dunn bleeding.
Well, Tom Dunn got
tossed
sent into that cage.
I'm telling you, this cage is dangerous. I don't know if we should do this ever again.
And Philly is up, taking out both Prohibition and Matt Cross. Marino's got that chair. He's swinging and he misses. Oh!
Didn't miss that time.
Cross went for the pump kick in retaliation. Just had it thrown into his body.
I'm just glad that it seems like the chair that belongs to the venue has not been used. You know me and those chairs.
Philly setting up the chairs now.
Never mind. Wonder what they got in mind.
Setting up.
Calling a popper.
He's calling for a drunken
driver.
He's calling for Marino to hit a drunken driver on Prohibition through those chairs.
Josh Prohibition did this to M-Dog 20, Matt Cross.
Matt Cross hits the pump kick. Dropped Philly, comes up with that kendo stick.
Oh, switching around.
Now it's Prohibition drunken driver on the chairs.
Marino might have a broken neck.
Philly's checking on him. Marino is
just grabbing him by his head.
Marino is convulsing on the mat. And he is out. We thought Marino was concerned for Philly earlier.
I think Philly's concerned for himself right now. I think he just realized he's a lone man in this cage.
And winding up, Death Valley driver by Prohibition on Philly. Prohibition calling for the cuffs.
Well, that doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Prohibition calling for those cuffs that PME introduced to the match. He's got Philly handcuffed now.
Philly. Oh no. Josh Prohibition got some bad intentions. Going back to the baseball days.
Got that kendo stick. And now just yelling at Philly. Now calling for an apology out of Philly Collins.
He just wanted an apology. He's could have saved a lot of time here. Oh.
And Philly saying he apologizes for nothing. And now, wait a second. Josh just called for him to bang Philly Collins, and he cracked him alongside the skull. Drunken driver on Philly. Cover, 1, 2, 3. And 1 year to the day after Philly Collins left so